Alright folks, welcome to another stream. This is basically the same list that I used in the previous league. The only change that I made is I added the fourth copy of Call and I cut the Gracer. Gracer is just like, eh. It's just a blah card, you know what I'm saying? Just blah. And Call, I feel like I find myself saying, you know, when I go over, I find myself in a situation and I go over like all my possible draw steps at any point. I feel like that is very often one of the draw steps that saves me. I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm probably gonna bottom the Thalia. Has the stream with the Druid be performing as expected? Yeah, it's been great. It's been very good. Actually, I think I don't own any copy of Stringloom Druids. Shoot, I forgot to buy those. Yikes. Elder Gargaroth was revealed. It's not a good one to be revealing. Not a good one to be revealing right here. That's okay though. Well, now I wish I had bought on one of these stupid lands and I had kept the second Thalia, because this Thalia is definitely dying. Cole is basically Demonic Tutor, and the is pretty fucked up card. Yes, but this is better than Demonic Tutor, because I was gonna say Demonic Tutor is a sorcery. This is an instant. So this is basically Demonic Tutor with upside. Definitely elevator going up. Sorry about that. That was the worst sneeze ever. Oh, that's my opponent reading Reclaimer. That's cute. Yeah, I mean you can Demonic Tutor. You can Demonic Tutor for Eladamri Skull. I'll take one of my fruit blocks, I think. Eternal Witness. Huh. Okay. So take the free block there. Now we're gonna get to Ewit, get back Thalia, play Thalia, which is kind of nice. And we also get Reclaimer activation. It's pretty sick. Boom. Thalia. Let's go. Play Thalia. Boom. Blast Zone. Arid Mesa has been found. Serum Blaze time. Oh, that's a lot better than a Searing Blaze for us. Okay. Planes. Well, we're definitely trading with the Gobo. That's the easy part. Now the question is, do we block here? We're gonna take 4 down to 9. But then we can gain 2. I think we just, yeah. Play land already, so their turn is over. I'm just going to go ahead and do my thing here. these on 3. So we can blow up plus stones? Seems pretty good. No, I think I'm just gonna play. Just gonna get Gargaroth going. No, I think we just Garg. Like, my opponent would need to double bolt the Gargaroth here. The reason why I didn't really want to get Sack Blast on there, it's because we can start to get field going as early as next turn. If they have something like double Searing Blaze, we're gonna be in trouble. But like, they Lightning Helixed my what's his name, right? Wow. Are we really running Exquisite Firecraft? Like, is that really what we're doing? Alright, so that kind of looks like GG's to me. Firecraft doesn't even beat Aether Gust. I know, right? What the hell? Did we cut Nylea because the meta is getting more and more aggressive? Yeah, I did end up cutting Nylea because it just didn't do what I wanted to do anymore. Basically, I felt that the matchups that it was helping, we kind of don't really need that much help in. So now we're sitting at 10, and we're going to sack these Flagstones, go get a field, and then we're gonna Spring Bloom Druid in field. Boom, boom, boom. And then what have we cut it? Cut the Bog, cut the Gollos, cut a Prime Time. Cut the Reliquary. Cut Steve. Tracker. No, I don't think Arasta and Eidolon are over-sideboarding in my opinion. They're great against Prowess, obviously, but they're not good enough against Burn. But yeah, that's those two cards are in the verge of overboarding. In fact, I think they're actual overboarding. Turn 1 Gobo. Okay. I like trimming 4th call. No, I don't agree with that. I don't really agree with that. Like, you're looking for a very specific card. Like, we're playing 2 Knight of Autumns. We're playing Gargaroth. We're playing Core Firewalkers. Like, it's such a good draw. Like, Call is such a good draw in so many scenarios. Yeah, we get Firewalkers. We get Firewalkers now, so making Call even better of a draw, you know. I guess it depends on what my opponent does here. I was gonna ask if I am throwing this Reclaimer under the bus, effectively gaining 2 life. Why no Purge? Because Jay Moosey, think about follow. In this matchup, we're only gonna be killing creatures, right? Aether Vial. Oh, we definitely don't want Aether Vial. So since we're gonna be killing creatures in this matchup anyway, I think I'm gonna throw this Reclaimer under the bus here. Big pog. So we take 6 here, down to 9. Now down to 7. We're gonna go get Core Fireworker. I can play this. And we take a bunch of damage. We can path Eidolon, but that gives my opponent is stuck on 2 lands, right? This path is extremely costly. And this guy is already kind of kept at bay by the core. So this, if I path here, we go to 5. With Spring Loom, we get 3 lands, and then we still have 1 more turn before this guy comes online. I honestly don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think I'd rather... If I play Sanctuary, this guarantees that I have Gargaroth mana next turn, and I can still Violin Druid next turn regardless. I don't care about good attackers. If I don't die, I'm gonna whip, right? Like, wait, I have a Core Walker and I'm gonna have a 6/6 Vigilance creature. Honestly, I think that the line is to play Blaststone here. This protects me from their 1-drops. Yeah, I think that we just go for the safest play and we see what my opponent can do. Because we could just block the Eidolon here and then just crack Blaststone and we take no damage. Yes, or Vial gets destroyed, but next turn we get to Druid into the other thing, right? Yeah, you probably don't want to bolt me in response. We'll tell you that much, opponent. Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna blow this up. We take 2 down to 5. Oh. Well, I guess that is the cause of cracking the blast zone, I guess. Whoopsies. Wow, my opponent had the double path. Brutal. Sure. We're gonna keep this one. Okay, so we're gonna go turn 1 Flagstones, turn 2 Steve. We can even path if we want to. See what they got. Turn 1 Lap Spike. I like where this is going. Oof. Brutal draw. We have to go get Steve. We play Steve though. So next turn we can Reclaimer plus Core. So punished. God damn it. Well, I guess that now we do this, right? We get to triple spell here. We give them a land, but like we kind of put them under a lot of pressure. And if they path our core, they give us Garg's mana. No, I mean, I think I would have knighted the Eidolon if I had found the green source, but since I didn't. Sure. This sounds great. Brutal. We still do this though. Streamer command is lit, yeah. Liko, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean it's just a very, 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 very common question. So I thought it made sense to just go ahead and make a command about it to make things easier, you know. So now they really are in a tough spot because like, do they path the Gargaroth? Okay, so they path the Gargaroth. That answers the question. Now we really are in an interesting spot. Do we knight? Do we knight the Eidolon? Torben Fosh with the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold for the 6 months in a row, half a year. Thank you so much. Love Titan Ball so much. Thank you for creating the super insane. Oh, thank you so much, Torben Fosh. Appreciate that you are checking out the deck and you're having fun with it. That's awesome. I'm trying to figure out how this race is going to play out and whether I want to whether I would like to Knight of Autumn to blow up the Eidolon or whether I would like to Knight of Autumn to game 4. Yeah, well, the issue is like they used one pass, but they still have Skullcrack, right? The way that Skullcrack interacts with Core Firewalker, it's not a nice way for us. So I think I'm going to use this Knight to blow up one of the Eidolons, and then I'm going to attack. Or I can just game 4 and attack. I think I like that actually. And we just race. We just don't block with the core. If you read Skullcrack, it says damage cannot be prevented. The way protection works is it protects from damage. This is not a good attack for them because I can just take it and I win the race. Now I win the race super easily. They still can target. Yeah, but like if I block, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the possibility of blocking. Exactly. Yeah, but if I don't attack, then we are actually in a situation. So here they actually just lock themselves out, right? So this is easy. But if I don't attack and don't block with the core because I'm playing around Skullcrack, that's how they win the race. So it's not like if they bluff, we don't block, because that just doesn't work. That's how we lose. We can violence, we can win via lance. Yeah, I agree with that, 100%. But yeah, my opponent just realized that they locked themselves out. Yep, that double idol life. It's you need to be very, very sure when you play your second Eidolon that the race is gonna go your way. So I feel like we won the long game again. But if I don't attack with the core and I don't race, then my opponent can. We are playing the race on their terms. Did I try the green white red rectangle list without battle? Yeah, I tried it on Thursday and it was awful. Then I tried the just green white and it was a lot better. What was not good about it? The fact that Renin 6 is not a good card in the deck. Sarkin is complaining he's hungry. Have a good stream. Okay. Say hi to Sarkin. Sarkin is Andrea's cat. Super cute. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. But I had to say it very slow because it's kind of sketchy and we're getting punished. So we're getting hurt against Tron. The good thing is that this could actually be E-Tron, and if this is E-Tron, then we're probably in fine shape. It seems like it's Big Tron. Untap line would be nice. So at least now we cannot get Karned. A list like this. Yeah, so I played a list similar to this one. I played a list similar to this one on Friday. But like the red is not really a splash, right? Ren Night Memes. Ren was a good card in that deck. No, yes it was, but the deck was built differently, right? This deck is built differently than Ren Memes. So I think what we do here is we attack there, and then we hold up Reclaimer activation. It's nice that we do get access to an Knight of Autumn. Okay, so it is E-Tron. Good to know. Dom had interesting with that deck. It just needed to be tuned up a lot. Yeah, I think that Dom's version of the deck is a lot better than Musasabi's. I think that Musasabi's was trying to target a specific metagame, but while doing so, what he ended up doing is he ended up just playing a worse version of a better deck. So I think that Musasabi kind of played himself a little bit in that sense. Kind of tried to be a little bit too smart and then got a little bit punished because of it. Okay. They have to be green Tron. Yeah, now that I see it, yes. Like, I was thinking that it was gonna be Eldrazi Tron when they played the Ugin, but then they played Liquid, they even play Chromatic Sphere, and I'm officially very, very confused. So I think this is gonna be a Flagstones for Flagstones turn. If we draw any untapped land, I think we're gonna be in really, really good shape. Any untapped land will do it. We're just gonna draw literally any untapped land at all. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Any untapped land. Sweet. Oh, that does something. Oh, shit. Never mind, that does something. Because I only have a single green source. Oh my, I totally didn't think about it. Brutal. Whoops. That's rough. It's a nice little time walk. Do I open chests or sell them for ticks? I always sell them for ticks. Always, always, always. Yes, so we're gonna do a green source here. And probably gonna do Valakut. Alright, but they need more business here, right? Yargle Avatar is strong. Hell yeah, it is. Alright, so this is just mono green Tron with a bad list. But it's still mono green Tron, so we're just gonna die. Yep. Yep. I think I'm supposed to kill the Yugen here. I mean, I can't win this game anymore, right? So like if my opponent plays anything close to properly, then we just lose. Feel like Tron matchup was a lot better with him. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yep. You're paying a price, always. Always you're paying a price. I don't think that the Tron matchup is bad. Excuse me. I don't think that the Tron matchup is bad by any means, but it's like it's almost a buy for Amulet, so yes. Definitely it's worse here. No questions and no arguments there. That is just a fact. The Tron matchup is better with Amulet. get some summons. We're gonna force the -0 here. We're gonna force the -0. We're gonna force the minus here. Then they're gonna play coding, and we can still draw. What can we draw here? Valakut. If we draw Valakut, we might be in okay shape. So we have the top deck specifically Valakut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it needs to be Valakut. If my opponent plays properly, we can only top deck Valakut. If they punt, which maybe they do, then we can also top deck okay, so they have to be holding up this member, right? Okay, so now we can actually draw Golos here. If we had drawn either Golos or Valakut, we would have been in okay shape. Play Dryad, Valakut trigger probably here. Valakut trigger here, and we take it from there. Okay, Tech Edge, Damn Spheres. Gargs, GTFO. Trackers are kind of medium. Bulk can go. Thalias are kind of bad. No, they want me up his yesterday, but can you explain why you think Vials is essential to the deck regarding nobody's Harvest list that has been going around? I'm gonna make a video on it, Twinless Twin. Basically, it does a lot for the deck. I don't say that it's better. I think that it's a different approach that you can have to the deck. Dom's list is a Primeval Titan deck. Mine is not. That's the biggest difference. I did not build this. I did not build this deck to be a Primeval Titan deck. It is a deck that plays Primeval Titan. Okay, not be too upset with this hand. But yeah, Dom's list started with my shell and then took it from there. This is actually going to be a pretty good example of why I like Vial in this deck. Vial's going to do a lot of work here. I was yelling at me last night, so if I had asked, I figure it was just a different approach. Both decks look cool to me. Yeah, like the decks are just built differently and play out differently because they're built differently. Brutal. Yeah, we probably have to play that Sphere here though. Now the question is, what do we Vial in? No, I think that this is nice. Because now they can't play anything else. Blast Zone. Yeah. Brutal. Well, drawing lands kind of sucks. My opponent probably has to take up this Blast Zone. I really doubt that they can just crack it on one. We're super far ahead on board, so... Get a White Source. Good. Very good. So we play a Reclaimer here. Point needs to choose whether they want to crack on one or they want to crack on two. I imagine they're going to be cracking on two, but we're putting a reasonable amount of pressure on them. Why not a Karoo? Because I am planning on sacrificing these Flagstones next turn. And then I'm gonna need the Karoo. Like basically, I don't know if I want to play this Karoo or not. Throg Tusk. Yeah, this is not what you want to be doing, opponent. I can 100% confirm that you do not want to be using. You don't want to have Fractus in your deck against my deck. Now the question is, I think we crack a clue here, because there's nothing we can really draw that we would like to play. Poggers. Alright, into it. Just get another Flagstones. Ooh. Forgot I had Tech Edge in my deck. That's so sick. Yeah, getting the Flagstones engine, it's always a priority, basically. I don't think there's ever... It's very, very rare for it to not be a priority to get the Flagstones engine going. Also, maybe I should have Blast Zone there? No, I don't think I Blast Zone, because like we're going to have Tech Edge. I'm going to be able to sack a land to go get a Vesuva now. So, like, if my opponent wants to Blast Zone me, that's fine. Because, like, they just destroy their own land, and they just destroy their land again, and then I destroy another land. We're just in mighty fine shape at this point. Just in very, very good shape here. Nice. So that should be game, actually. I guess they could have Dismember, but even if they do, that's still okay, because we still get to activate Tech Edge. Ooh, actually... Let's do this. Kato Iwoko? No Oko. No Kato Oko. Nunca mais. Nunca mais. QG, Dr. Jam. With the Prime sub. Welcome to the Prime Time Stronghold, Dr. Jam. Bem-vindo. Bem-vindo ao canal. Rip Oko, yeah. No rip. No rip. I hope that Oko never finds peace. Muito obrigado, thanks. Prazer, prazer. Ridiculous everywhere, where Isoko when you need them. I know, right? Completely fine card. Banned for no good reason. Yeah, Oko unjustly banned. So if we find an untapped green source, yeah. Alright, Reclaimer off the top. One time. And I would really like to call for Reclaimer, but I think unfortunately we're gonna have to tap Sphere here. Yeah, I think it's correct for us to play the Sphere, unfortunately. Yep. Nothing we can really do here, so. You also speak Spanish? Yeah. Spanish is actually my mother tongue. So I speak Spanish a lot better than I speak English, let me tell you that. Well, we have some really cool plays here. We have some really cool plays here. I think... we're definitely activating, and we're definitely upticking. So I think we're gonna uptick this up to 3. Gonna say yes. That was a sick draw. Holy crap, was that a sick draw. So it looks like we're gonna lock this one up. I think we're gonna be locking this one up very soon. So sack here, get Temple Garden. Now we're gonna get probably Field, or no, I think just Ghost Quarter is probably the safest option. Then we're going to Vial in Ewit, get back Eladamri Skull. Yes. Then we're gonna keep this in 3. Tickage their tower. Violin and Ramina, play Tickage. Swing 4. Let's play Steve, because I'm not going to be calling this turn. I'm going to be activating Reclaimer. And I think we lock them out here. Because between Thalia, Damping Sphere, Blast Zone doesn't do anything. We just blow it up. Wilt. That, I don't think that does anything at all. Because now we just start ghost quartering them instead of tech edging. So it's the same outcome. Let's sack this one. And it's the field. Let's get that going. Let's get a snow-covered forest. So this is gonna stay on 3. Now we're gonna start going the tech edge route. I think we're just gonna Valakut. My opponent cannot kill me this coming turn, right? So I'm just gonna get Valakut going, and that should be enough to win the game. They don't want to play it anymore. Yeah. So as you can see, like the Tron matchup is like, it's not, obviously it's not as comfortable as it is for Amulet. Like I'm very, very comfortable playing this Tron matchup when I'm playing Amulet. But even when you don't, like, and we saw what Vial did right there, right? Like this is something that you just cannot replace with just like, oh yeah, turn 1 Reclaimer activation, let's go. Like we were able to like set up a kill, we were able to get whichever lines. Like we drew the top edge, the tech edge in a spot that was pretty good, but like we didn't need it, right? Like we could have just activated Reclaimer and gotten the tech edge. Then we were ramming up. We also had the ramming up in hand, but we didn't need it because we could have called for the ramming up as well. So been playing Legacy version, Kernel 21 and 5 in the practice rooms. That's hilarious. I love that this is also somehow working in Legacy. That's just beautiful. The Damping Sphere on turn 2 probably won the match. Yeah, of course. But like my opponent had the answer to Damping Sphere, right? Like Damping Sphere is not... It's not a lock. Like it's never a lock. The Tron opponent is going to get out of the Damping Sphere eventually. But it's what do you do at the same time, right? But also same thing. I was able to play a Damping Sphere. So when I keep this, probably bottom the ball lanes actually. I was able to play the Damping Sphere, and I was still able to develop my mana. Like if I had not been playing Nether Vial, like the fact that I went turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Damping Sphere. That game was just such a perfect example of the power of Aether Vial. It was such a perfect example. Like I went turn 1 Vial. Turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Damping Sphere, and I was still developing my mana. I was using like calls to Reclaimer, and I was playing them immediately in order to enact my game plan. I was activating Reclaimer at the same time while still playing stuff. Like I was Vialing in Eternal Witnesses while activating Reclaimer. I used my mana and I used Vial every single turn. I used my mana and Vial every single turn. So you really see the power of Vial in a match like that one. What do you got, opponent? Drink Courser is wrecking for burn. Yeah, I'm probably gonna Knight of Autumn before I Courser. Helix. You see that, chat? That is Reclaimer earning the respect it deserves. We have worked hard. We have worked hard to get to this point, but we're finally in a place where my opponent plays an Eidolon on turn 2, and they use turn 3 to Helix my Elvish Reclaimer. Your face? No. Your face is okay. I want to kill that guy. I want to kill that guy. The one that's in play. The 1-drop. I want to use my 2 mana removal to kill your 1-drop. Now this is a very important pick here. So we have multiple ways that we can go about it. First of all, we have Eladamri's excuse me. We have call. So we have a route to a Titan. Okay, that's important. Because having a route to a Titan means that it's possible that Castle is the correct pick here. There's also just getting Radiant Fountain, which is the safest line. There is also getting Field of the Dead, which we can get this going probably as early as turn 5, I would say. Yeah, because we can call for Dryad. But if we call for Dryad, then we can get Valakut going. So we have many different ways that we can go about this. I think I'm going to start with Radiant Fountain here. And I'm going to try to stay the least dead that I can be. And now we have options. We can either Courser or Knight of Autumn. I think I'm probably gonna Courser here. It means that my opponent cannot really attack. Okay, sick. We also get to draw a card, which is what I was gonna say. That's awesome. New to the stream, I have been seeing this deck a lot lately. Do you like this deck or was it a meme? It is my brew. And it started picking up. I think it's good, otherwise I wouldn't be playing it. Oh, I forgot to add to the record, that reminds me. But yeah, welcome to the stream, by the way. So my overall record right now is 84-31 in leagues. 84-31. I will block. Yeah, 100%. Let's do it. My brew didn't. Yeah, that guy F-Publish, I think he invented it. He's a cool guy though. If we draw a Titan, we win. I think we win even if we don't draw a Titan. Why are you doing this right now, opponent? My opponent just wants to take 2 damage for no reason. I respect that. I have nothing but respect for somebody that's like, yeah, I'll take the punch to the face for no reason whatsoever. I'll take it just because I like it. I will take it just because I like it. You cannot stop me from doing it. That was probably a mistake. I should probably call there. I mean, it just doesn't matter. Like, whatever we do here, we're just gonna win. But it was probably correct for me to call there, so I can call for Titan. We can lock this up very quickly. Like, now I'm just giving my opponent hopes, you know? You don't want to give your opponent's hopes. Yeah, I'll block. Following the Shimaless deck is 95% win rate. Oh man, I get there eventually. Oh my, look at my opponent's cool trick. They use Boros Charm to make their dude indestructible. How is somebody supposed to beat that? Like, what am I supposed to do? They have 0 cards in hand. I have no idea why they shocked. Just doing everything first main phase, like whatever. We're just done here. Feel with 85 coming? Yeah, kind of, right? Shouldn't we block the guide since Knight is removal and Eidolon clocks him? Clocking my opponent is irrelevant. And by blocking the Goblin guy, by excuse me, by killing the Eidolon, I was sure that I cast this without taking any damage, and I could use it to gain life. Oh yeah, exquisite Firecraft. So exquisite. So exquisite. Let's just call for Dryad and end my opponent's misery. Let's just end my opponent's misery here. Rule 103. What's the number? 104.3a. There we go. That's what it is. Oh, no. There. My opponent successfully managed to make good use of rule 103. 104.38. Oh, the Dryad command is so great. Is that a real quote? Yeah, I actually said that. I was young, I was naive. I was young and naive, chat. Just like, forget me, will you? Reclaimer of the top. Reclaimer of the top one time. I'll never let you forget it. Honestly, I appreciate that. Keep me on my toes, you know? Yeah, Nate, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It was almost a year ago at this point, okay? I was younger. Things were different back then. We were happy slamming 6-drops with Cavern of Souls, you know? You would just play your 6-drop with a Cavern of Soul, and you were sure that it was going to resolve. It was crazy. Those were some wild times. Some absolute wild times. Lol. Sidon is gonna be good for them. The Legacy build you play Crop Rot? Hell yeah. That's insane. You're older and wiser. Yeah, I am older and wiser. That's true. Good to know not to take your advice when it comes to card choices. I'll be over here slamming my Sakama. I know it's good because you think it's not. Oh man. Just getting leveled here. If that's my opponent's plan, I think I'm into it. Should I path them? I don't think I path them. I think we do this. Sure. Fortunately, we probably have to path this guy. We're gonna gain 1 life of the Courser, guaranteed, so that's nice. And if they path the Courser, then I guess we can gain 2 life of the Courser, which is Pog. Yeah, let's gain 2. You just look at this value, chat. I'm like spewing value left and right. Have you ever spewed value so hard in your life? Those were nice Thalias. Traded for a combat step and a Boros charm and a lightning helix. And 2 of my opponent's turns 3 and 4. It's pretty good. Gonna play Sekam anymore. If I get gusted with a Sekam on this stack, I tilt as hard as an Italian tower. Brutal. Oh man, imagine playing Sakama in your deck, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine, just imagine for a second if you just played Sakama in your deck. Ugh. Gross. If they path here, I just get the land and cast the Titan, which is kind of nice. Stepping out for another Eidolon. Well, now I was going to see if it was worth it for me to play the Courser, but now that I have Flagstones on top, it is very worth it. Let's gain 2 more. Sure, I'll attack. Amulet Sakamas when we know your amount of money IRL. Yeah, but how many of those games were you winning because you had Sakama, and how many of those were you losing because you got Sakama? That is a real question. Play Legacy Vials a test one day. Do you need a 5-0 with it first? I mean, I have Dono leagues. I'll play anything you want, particularly if it's fun. Okay, so this basically means good games. Second Courser, hell yeah. Second Courser, hell yeah. Second Courser. Gaining life. So much life with the second Courser. Yeah. Second Courser. Yep. 104.3A. Neobrand doesn't qualify as a meme? No. It's a whole tier of itself. It's a whole tier of itself. Biggest splash maybe Sakamas win SG Classic with the deck. During later tournaments, assign 3-4 people. Sakamas has picked up the deck after ripping my list. That's hilarious. I remember somebody 5-0 win with Sakama. That's hilarious. How do you feel about it? It's been pretty nice so far. It's just like Cold is such a sick card in the deck, right? I don't discard the fact that it's possible that we might want to cut some number of them in certain matchups, particularly Ashiok matchups, I would say. But it's just a fine card, right? It very often, particularly with this Vial version, you very often find yourself in situations when you're like, my draws are this card or any Eladamri Skull. And by playing the 4th copy, you know, it's just like, well, I have more copies of the card that will win the game. Thought if I was subbed, you wouldn't get any ads. You shouldn't, Brady. Did you get? No, you definitely should not be getting ads if you are subbed. That must be... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Snap keep. Yeah, that's very weird, honestly, Brady. I don't think I've ever had somebody have that come up. Yeah, that's very weird. No, you definitely should not be getting ads. It might have something to do with that, yeah. It might have something to do with refreshing. Flagstones. Sure. We did get to untap with Reclaimer though, so things are going just as planned. Liliana. Sure. Man, opponent's not an idiot. I think I'm gonna go for Flagstones. And now I can play Spring Bloom and we can ramp towards Titan on turn 4. So it makes my draw steps a lot better. Interesting. Basic forest, and basic plains. Pass the turn. Do you have enough games in the back to have opinion on Vial versus no Vial? Yes, I like Vial. It's just different decks, right? It's just slightly different decks. They're not significantly different, but one of them has certain play patterns that the other one doesn't. So that's pretty much really what it comes down to. Gonna pitch the Temple Garden, I think. I think I'm gonna track her into Optic Zone here. Then we're gonna be able to crack Zone for 2. If I had found a fetch and that I could have basically turned that fetch into 2 draws, I would have probably done that, but terminate, bolt, something. Have you tried Dryad in this? Oh. Real nice. Okay. Oh, Dryad Ivory. Yeah, no, that's bad. It's bad kind of by definition. That's the issue that card has. Ping me for one. It's an answer to a prompt this deck doesn't have right now. It's an answer to a prompt this deck basically will never have. Sure. Let's see what we draw, but I think that we are in okay shape actually. And of course we have multiple draw steps to just win the game on the spot. If we draw Titan, we win. If we draw Call, we also just win because we can call into Titan. Actively lazy bummer this game. It didn't really do that much. Like, it killed my Reclaimer. If my opponent hadn't been able to kill this Reclaimer, like, we would be winning very, very easily. But you can't really expect your Reclaimer to survive in this matchup. Also, I don't understand what my opponent's thinking about. Wouldn't Colony be better, but I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, well, the difference is that you can... what everybody gets caught up on is the fact that you can actually activate Vial for 0 to play the Dryad to ramp. But that means that you naturally drew your Dryad, which is awful. So, yeah, I'm not into it. You can also fetch for Dryad, and you can't fetch for Carney with a fetch land. You can, of course, fetch with Reclaimer. Primetime lines up well against Goif. More news at 11. Yeah, exactly. Opponent. Well, the good thing is at least I get to, you know, eat my lunch. So that's good value. It's the last one opponent will have this match. What do you mean? Mukbang stream without sound. This is just not this. Oh, that's funny. If my opponent had actually used Assassin's Trophy to kill my Blast Zone, and then they had minus Liliana on my tracker, I would be in a significantly worse position right now. But now, like, I have 3 more turns before ultimate, so I have at least 4 draw steps towards something, and I get to clear my opponent's board. Like, that's so good for me. Like, we're honestly not in that bad of a position even. And again, we have multiple draw steps that just kind of win the game on their own. Field of the Dead, Eladamri Skull, Primeval Titan, Eternal Witness, more Reclaimers. What else? Oh, my opponent just disconnected. That explains a lot. Another tracker would also be great. Good in top deck RNG percentage. Yeah, that's what has to be happening right now. Witness gets back tracker or Reclaimer. I think on this board specifically, I would probably get back tracker, but like we would need to wait, right? Because we need to activate Goif. We need to activate Blossom to kill the Goif and the Ren. So like my mana is kind of like all of this mana is just kind of stuck because that's almost a forced play right here. So I only have 3 mana to work with. Unless I draw a Titan. If I draw a Titan, then this and this become completely irrelevant, right? But if I don't draw a Titan or a Call, which are the 2 cards that just win the game on the spot, then my mana is going to be stuck on this Blast Zone here. Will I up Blast Zone or draw a card? I will up Blast Zone. Because that means that I get to, like, on my upkeep, blow up their stuff. On their upkeep, I guess, blow up their stuff. Then we can crack Clue on our draw step. The thing is that we have so many draw steps that change our play that, like, I'm going to be uptaking Blast Zone here, but like we have a lot of draw steps that just change, straight up just change our play. Remember when we thought that Eladamri and Feel the Dead were not great? Good times, yeah. Well, the deck was built differently back then, right? So are we on board if Goi gets into combats? I assume that you're saying? No, we have a Blast Zone here that's gonna kill the Goif. Did you think that it was going to be a Lotus Cover reprint? Sure, whatever. Sadaki Kansaki with the Prime sub. Long live the amulet. Hallelujah, my friend. Amulet, indeed. Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold for your second time. When are we going to get to see a Vialless, Titan Vialless? Been there, done that, my friend. It's called Ren memes or Ren Night memes. This is basically halfway between a Titan Vial and the Titan Vial-less deck, except it's also Titanless. So this is like the perfect middle ground. This is the perfect middle ground deck. Sweet deck, sweet deck. Almost 5-0 with it once. But yeah, one step ahead of you, my friend. Have you seen the SCG videos with the Rakdos Waste Not list? Seems sweet. I have not. That's my action. I have not. Weren't you also septic on Once Upon a Time when you still played Ancient Steerings? I was basically septic on Exceptic, I guess is the word. I think septic is like with the sewers and stuff or something. But Exceptic, yeah, I was definitely Exceptic with literally every single card that was printed. I am pretty avert to change, except when I just brew entirely new decks out of nowhere. It's Twitch Prime Time. Nice. I was gonna be skeptic as long as we test, yeah. When the next Cyber Guide? Oh, when's the next Cyber Guide for Amulet? That's a good question. I have not been playing Amulet too much. Okay, so my opponent just timed out. Unfortunate. Again, I think that we were in fine shape here. I don't think that we were in bad shape at all. But we get to play for a trophy here, which is nice. Am I supposed to get trophies without a guide? By not sucking. I recommend not sucking. Which card would you like to see repeated in Sending a Rising to become modern legal? I think a fixed crop rotation could be great. Like, crop rotation is clearly busted. But you can probably have that effect for like 2 mana or like 3 mana plus something else and it would not be busted. Exploration time? No. I really don't want exploration to be broken because if to be printed, because if a card like exploration gets printed, then we're gonna see something banned, and I don't want my stuff to be banned. 2 land sacrifice crop. That might be a little bit too underpowered. Because, like, you can't even use flagstones to get value, right? You can't even offset the downside by using flagstones. So that might be just a little bit too bad. My opponent has a cool little emote going on. What is it? It looks like a lizard. I think it's a lizard. It's pretty cute. Okay, this is mulligan. This is also mulligan. Unfortunate. Jeez, down to 4 we go. Well, this hand is reasonable. Bottom that. Bottom that. Bottom that, I guess. We have a couple of draw steps that actually make this hand really tick. Like if we top deck a Reclaimer, we're just gonna be in really, really good shape. So like, of course, things look really bad here, but like we're not that far away from having just a functional hand. Like with the fact that we have Vial to get our mana going, and we also have access to Flagstones, so our Reclaimer is going to be turbocharged. Field of the Dead. Sure, that plays. It's going to be good in a couple of turns. 2 mana crop road that counts into play tapped. Yeah, like some form of nerfed crop rod could be interesting. I don't think we're gonna see that, but because it's a potentially problematic place basically to go. So one is just to confirm Filthy Net Decker. You haven't seen Neobrand on stream? We actually played against Neobrand last week. What are our best matchups with this list? Yeah, John is pretty solid. Sure, fuck me, I guess. John is pretty solid. Oh! Haha! They're playing Caleb's deck. That's sick. I guess it's not Caleb's deck. It was actually Dom's. Don was the one that came up with it. John is pretty good. So is I think the control matchups are pretty solid. Of course, main deck Ashiok is pretty brutal for us, but like some of the control matchups are okay. What else is good for us? Burn is pretty good. It's funny how Burn is really good for us, and then Prowess is like one of our worst matchups. It's really funny. How we see the both end of the spectrum in the mono red decks. Jeff Reddy's also, thank you for the follow, I missed that. What is that? Is Prowess just too fast? No, Prowess just uses creatures. We struggle more with dealing with creatures than we do dealing with spells. Can you let us win together? No, you can't. That's kind of the point. Just gonna pack it in here, like 1 to 4. Like my opponent has main deck Ashiok. We're now winning this one. We're now winning this one. I mean, let me tell you that. This matchup seems hella rough. Kinda, you do the deck tech, right? You redeemed. Where's Rakdos Charm when you need it? That's funny. Sure, we can do that. Where did you submit? Did you submit other day, or did I just miss the submission? Um, 18 minutes ago. Yeah, I totally missed it. All right, yeah, we can do it right now. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep this. Will this hand be a lot better if this were lands instead of Vial? Yes. Yes, they would. Yes, it would be a significantly better hand. But yeah, for any one of these that you have, you also have the ones that are the opposite, right? So many vials. Guess I'm not playing around Blaststone at all. Maybe I should be. Loam for no value. I think my opponent's deck has like something ridiculous like 4 Ashioks post board, so that's why I brought in the Purges, even though they're probably not playing many black cards. Yeah, I keep forgetting to update the thingy. It's whatever. What do you got? Udo? Sure, Udo's good. So I think we just wreck for stones here. I think we just wreck for stones. We gotta get our engine going. Nether call. Well, we're gonna be able to do some interesting stuff starting next turn. This turn we have to hold up Bog. Dryad. Sure. Did I side out my Knight of Autumns? Oh. God damn. I side out my Knight of Autumns, chat. Fuck. Brutal. Oh, crap. No, no, I'm so stupid. Why am I doing this? I floated the mana to cast Eladamri's Call. Ah! We call for Dryad, we Dryad. I'm such an idiot. What's going with me today? The first match that I played today was also a mess, and the last one is also a mess. I'm such an idiot. God damn it. That's so bad. That's so bad. Feels bad, man. Why didn't we just get a Flagstones? I needed to make this a 6/6. Right? So I needed to use Ghost Quarter to destroy my own Flagstones. I'm trying to adapt to my stupidity, basically. trying to adapt to my stupidity on the fly. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I am pretty stupid. Call for Snake. We literally don't have the mana. Yeah, we could have won this game very easily, actually. We could have won this game very easily if I hadn't been an idiot twice. Probably not very easily, but we could have won this game. Now I think we might be a little bit too far behind. Because now they're gonna Uro. Wait, what? Okay. What was the other play? We called for Spring Bloom. No, I was going to call for Dryad to sack the stones to the knights so we could actually develop our mana at the same time. But like now I have no tutors, so I don't have access to Bog, which is brutal. Punted hard here. They are one off Uro. Is it time for an Uro ban or is the meta healthy? I think an Uro is like it's definitely the most powerful thing to be doing in the format, right? But it has a couple of foils, right? It has a couple of foils, like you can use cards like you can get under it with prowess pretty effectively. Actually, I think the prowess has a really good. So here, I think that they played the land already, if I'm not mistaken, so this is basically a free block. You can go with Golos, but it's just not enough. We might have to anyway because of Bog. We might just not have time. But yeah, we'll listen to the Uro anyway. Boros deck's pretty sweet. Okay, so this is gonna go up to 5 here. Kind of because we have to. This stays at 3 and this stays at 2. So that's not a draw. It's not really a draw. And I think my opponent's deck plays some form of counter magic, but we could also ramming up, but if we're ramming up we just die? Is that correct? If we're ramming up we can blow this up, but my opponent has Loam going, so I think that Golos is just more important. always kind of sick in their deck. We can't let them untap, so just gotta do this right now and hope for the best. I think we're just dead though. Seems like we're gonna have to be content with the back-to-back 4-on-1s. I have to be content with that. Yeah, that's lethal. As long as they go face, this is just lethal. This is a mistake from my opponent. They need to play it. They need to play in main phase 1 because they're gonna be attacking and they don't want to risk me double blocking the Dryad. But yeah. Also, one thing that I want to point out is like we would have been able to win this game actually, but my unfamiliarity with the matchup actually cost me this this game because I could have called for, which is what I intended to do, right? When I stopped myself. I could have called for Knight of Autumn, and then I could have Vialed in Knight of Autumn to destroy my opponent's Dryad, and then while doing so, this deck only plays 4 copies of Dryad. That's it. That's all they have. So while doing so, we would have basically been able to stop my opponent's Lightning Bolt recurability, if that's even a word. But yeah, so definitely now we know that in that kind of matchup, not that it's a popular matchup, right? Not that it's really a popular matchup, but yeah, I tested the deck that opponent was playing. It was pretty nice. It was pretty enjoyable, and it's definitely a deck that I have considered playing here on stream. I called this deck Scapeshift that loses to Rest in Peace. That seems like an accurate deck name. But yeah, this is what the deck looks like. It's super sweet. It was a brew by Dom Harvey. So basically, you just ramp a little bit, you just mill yourself, and you just win through Udo and Splendid Reclamation, getting all of your zombies like my opponent did on their turn 4 on the game 1. It's a little bit weird. Like the side that I'm not too sold on is the Dryad Valakut side. Like you only have 4 copies of Dryad and you have literally no way of finding them. So once they get killed, or once, yeah, like any way that they get answered or whatever, then that's it. Like you just have Valakuts in your deck that are not doing anything. So definitely an interesting concept. Also the fact that you have to mill everything naturally, right? You have no Titans, no our Promise or anything like that, so you cannot go tutor for the lands that you need. So that's why we're playing 3 copies of Field and also 3 copies of Valakut, because you naturally have to naturally draw it. So deck looks sweet though. It looks super fun when I saw it, so that's why I put it here. And then Dom also brewed up a green-red version of it, which is pretty interesting, using Seas on Fire. Anyway, back to Titan Vial. Yeah, I mean, we get on the Versus League. I should have, both games that I lost against Boggles, I could have very easily won if I were not an idiot. And well, this matchup actually did not look good at all. So certainly, some of the graveyard decks can be slightly problematic. Like Dredge sometimes can be a problem. I don't know. Like I was thinking, when I was looking at ways to build the Vial-less version, I was looking at Scavenging Ooze. which we see right here, kind of as a way to help in that kind of matchup, because it didn't feel comfortable, you know. An Earth could fix the Dryad's dying problem. Yeah, but you're like stretching on to a fourth color. I don't think it's worth it. Couple of bigger names have all been trying out the Splendid decks. Don has reached to spread his deck basically. Yeah, of course. Like Dom is it's a guy that has definitely earned his respect for sure. He has earned his reputation by being a complete madman, and because his brews are very often very good. Like he invented the Simic Oko deck, right? Like back in the day. That was actually Dom's list. He just grabbed Amulet and he cut all the amulets, and then he built a version of the deck that was a lot better against specifically Ursa. And that deck was the deck that ended up winning GP Austin. So yeah, like Dom's brews are very often very good. So doesn't surprise me that the deck that he put together is doing well and people are picking up on them. Self-mill from Ashok into an Earth Riot. Yeah, it's pretty sick. But yeah, this list felt quite good actually. This list felt quite solid. I feel like most of the bases are covered. I wish I had faced prowess. That is something that I want to try to do. Like try to find, like maybe like ask a friend or something like that, and then just like test against, like have a stream that's gonna be like me playing against this other person, whoever that is, just playing prowess, and like just test the matchup to the extreme. Like try to build the deck, try to, you know, see which cards we should cut and what we should play in place. Definitely the weakest card in the deck seems to me like it's the Knight. I think that this card is weakest than Sakura Tribe Elder, and I think it's also weakest by the Druid. The Druid was actually quite impressive. It definitely felt like a quite solid one-off. But yeah, Knight has been not particularly impressive. I'm definitely down to cutting the Knight for something else. Calls were good. I'm going to continue testing with 4 calls in my future lists. Maybe we can add a 28th land in place of the Knight of the Reliquary. Play something else. Could see adding a 3rd tracker. I could see what else. I have multiple options. I think that with the 4 calls, we probably don't want to go up to 3 trackers. I could see going up like a fetch land, for example. Maybe another basic forest. 2 field has felt good. 2 Valkyries, of course, also has felt okay. There's no other land that I'm like actively excited to play in my deck. Like Horizon Canopy, maybe. I don't think I ever see myself in situations where I want to cycle Canopy, and being sacrificing a land from your battlefield is such a bad move when you have both Valakut and Theoden in your deck. I'm super not into Canopy at all. So I probably play like a dual land before I play Canopy. Step is so bad. Sausage, your Step overperformed on the stream. Exactly. Step was insane. Step was so good. Now, I did play Step already in the green-white deck in the Vials version when I streamed it on Friday, and I was not impressed by it. If you look at my list, that was the card that I cut. Well, yeah, 28th land could be added. Also, another Courser could be added. Another Splendid Druid or Elvish Rejuvenator. This is a card that could be interesting to test. I don't think this card is very good though. That's the only problem that it has. So I think the most obvious thing is probably to go for this. Maybe it could be another basic planes now that I'm playing the cores and the Eidolons in the sideboard. Still like Vial versus no Vial? Yeah. Anyway. It's good stuff. It's a fine deck. It's a good deck. I continue to win with it, so... But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, and take care.